The different way people see Olivia Dunne, the face of US gymnastics and the highest valued college gymnasts in the country, and Wu Liufang, a retired Chinese gymnast, catching attention with her sexy dance videos, is actually about... This is Olivia Dunne from the US. She started gymnastics at the age of 3, and by 21 has become one of the most recognized gymnasts in the world, as well as the highest valued college athlete in the US, and making millions of dollars. And this is Wu Liufang from China. She began her gymnastics journey at 4 years old, and after retiring a decade ago, she's only recently gained massive online attention and millions of followers. But unlike Olivia, her fame has come with controversy, and recently she even has to post public apologies. Why do these two gymnasts, one from the US and one from China, receive different reactions? In this episode, I'll give you an insider's perspective on what's really behind Wu Liufang's controversy and why people view them so differently. Let's dive in. To understand why Wu Liufang's path took such a controversial turn, let's take a closer look at her journey from a promising young gymnast to a polarizing figure on the internet. Wu Liufang was born in 1994 in Liuzhou, Guangxi. When she was just 4 years old, her parents sent her to a sports academy. Like so many parents in China, hers also dreamed of raising a world champion. In sports like gymnastics, starting young is essential. Many world champions win their titles at just 13 or 14 years old. Wu Liufang showed promise early on. Gymnastics is a tough sport. Behind every graceful flip on the uneven bars is a mountain of practice. After a decade of intense training, she made it into China's national team at just 14 years old. 2008 was a historic year for China. It was the first time the country hosted the Olympics. For an athlete, representing your country on such a global stage is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But fate wasn't on Wu Liufang's side. Just months before the Olympics, she suffered an injury during training and was sent back to her provincial team. Her Olympic dreams were shattered. But she didn't give up. In May of the same year, she won a national championship. Still, with the Olympics around the corner, her chance to rejoin the national team has passed. In 2009, she was invited back to prepare for the 2012 London Olympics. She dominated competitions during that 2 years, winning 6 world championships and 9 national titles. It seems like her moment had finally arrived. Then disaster struck again. During the 2012 Olympic trials, Wu Liufang slipped off the balance beam and injured herself. It wasn't a severe injury, but it was enough to end her Olympic hopes. By 2013, after competing in the East Asian Games and winning a team gold medal, Wu Liufang retired from gymnastics. 2 Olympic cycles and 2 misses. And just like that, her career as an athlete was over. For athletes in China, retirement often means a tough reality check. Unless you are an Olympic champion, your options are limited. Some become coaches, others may have government jobs, but most are left to fend for themselves. Wu Liufang was one of the lucky ones, or so it seems. She was accepted into Beijing Sport University, part of a program that helps retired athletes transition into civilian life. After graduating, she worked as a PE teacher at a middle school in Beijing. But with no formal position or job security, her income was also limited, and her career prospects were bleak. In 2024, Wu Liufang decided to take a leap of faith. She left her teaching job, signed with an MCN company, and started her journey as a social media influencer. Her managers saw the potential. She had kept her athletic physique and was camera ready. They encouraged her to post dance videos. After 7 or 8 months, her follower count was stuck at around 60,000. It's a decent number, but far from viral success. Everything changed in November 2024. Wu Liufang posted a new dance video, wearing a bold leopard print outfit and showing off some daring moves. But then the camera abruptly shifted, revealing Wu Liufang in her national gymnast uniform, lying next to a pile of her hand-earned medals. That's when it caught the attention of Guan Chenchen, an Olympic gold medalist, and she wasn't happy. In the comments, Guan Chenchen fired back. If you want to post suggestive videos, fine, but don't drag the national gymnastics team into this. Wu Liufang didn't hold back, replying sharply, "You're just jealous." What followed was a fiery back and forth between the two gymnasts. The tension quickly escalated into a full-blown public feud. The drama was irresistible, and the internet went wild. The controversy gave Wu Liufang a massive boost in the visibility. Her follower count skyrocketed from 60,000 to over 2.5 million in just 1 week. But just as quickly as she had risen to fame, the backlash hit. On November 24th, her account was partially banned, and she deleted most of her dance videos with only 7 left. Indeed, Wu Liufang has become a sensation in China, frequently making headlines and dominating internet search trends. However, the phenomenon surrounding her has sparked a divide into 2 major camps. Those who oppose her argue, if you want to post suggestive videos, go ahead. But why bring in the image of Chinese gymnastics team and the world champion? It's not appropriate. And on the other hand, those who support her say, she's still Wu Liufang and she looks great. So what's wrong with dancing? There are tons of people doing the same thing online. Why can't someone from the national team do it? She's no longer under anyone's control. She's an independent person. Feel free to do whatever she wants. Isn't that her right? As Wu Liufang's rise to fame sparked intense debate over her actions and the gymnastics community, her journey also shares parallels with another gymnast who transformed her athlete career into a multi-million-dollar empire, Olivia Dunne. Both women, despite their vastly different paths, have become symbols of how athletes can harness the power of social media to redefine their careers and challenge traditional norms in the sports world. Olivia Dunne's transformation from a confident young gymnast to the NCAA's highest-paid female athlete is a remarkable journey of talent, resilience, and strategic adaptation. Starting gymnastics at the age of 3, Olivia quickly rose through the ranks, becoming the youngest elite competitors in the U.S. at just 11 years old. Alongside her athletic career, she embraced social media early, sharing her gymnastics journey and connecting with fans. Her foresight in leveraging platforms like TikTok turned her into a viral sensation, earning her millions of followers through her gymnastics videos during the pandemic. When the NCAA lifted restrictions on student athletes profiting from their name, image, and likeness, Olivia capitalized on her massive online presence to secure lucrative endorsement deals, earning 7 figures annually. Beyond her success, Olivia uses her platform to advocate for gender equality in sports, launching the Libby Fund to help other female athletes navigate NIL opportunities. Her story is one of breaking barriers and redefining what it means to be a student athlete in the modern era. Comparing Wu Liufang to her American counterpart, Olivia Dunne, sheds light on some profound changes in Chinese women's awareness. While it's not a direct comparison, it does highlight shifts in how women in China are redefining beauty standards and self-perception. First, let's consider the opposition to Wu Liufang. While we can't be sure about the completeness of the figure, the majority of the criticism on social media comes from women. These critics argue that Wu Liufang is exploiting her national champion status to tarnish the reputation of the gymnastics team, and that she's using her sexuality to please men, thus earning money in an unearned way. However, I believe these reasons are not as important as they seem. They represent the justifications of those who had already decided to oppose Wu Liufang, and they are simply looking for rationales to support their conclusions. Why have these individuals chosen to oppose her? The key lies in the fact that Wu Liufang represents the pleasing man aesthetic of white young thin, 白幼瘦, an ideal that no longer aligns with the growing consciousness of modern Chinese women. Chinese women are going through a form of self-awareness, moving away from an aesthetic aimed at pleasing men toward a more natural, healthy beauty. Now, when a white young thin girl dances seductively, she primarily pleases men. So Chinese women have shifted from the mindset of, if men like this, I should become like this, to, this aesthetic is only for the pleasure of men, and I no longer want to be a tool to please men. The opposition to Wu Liufang reflects the awakening in Chinese women. This awakening has created a gap in the gender-based aesthetic preference in China. Women are increasingly gravitating toward health and natural beauty, while a significant portion of men still favors the traditional white, young, thin aesthetic. Wu Liufang's rise to fame reflects this gender divide. In contrast, Olivia Dunne's popularity in the US has not sparked similar gender-based controversies. In the US, she is universally regarded as beautiful. Women admire her confidence and health, while men find her irresistible. She embodies the idea that, regardless of gender, she is seen as attractive, and her success has not triggered the kind of gender divide seen in China. Perhaps Wu Liufang's situation is a necessary step in the process of Chinese women's self-awareness. But does her pleasing men image make her inherently problematic? Not necessarily. Aesthetic preferences vary widely, and even in China, there are many people, both men and women, who appreciate healthy, balanced beauty. Likewise, even in the US, there are still people who prefer the white, young, thin aesthetic. Even if this is not the mainstream aesthetic, it still deserves respect. Ultimately, the goal of awakening is not to elevate one's own aesthetic and value above others, but to embrace diversity and understand, respect, and tolerate different opinions. You may pursue your healthy, sun-kissed beauty while she chases her slender, fair-skinned ideal. Some admire youth and vitality, while others seek the wisdom beneath the wrinkles of age. What's wrong with that? After her account was banned for about 1 week, it was reinstated, allowing new followers to subscribe again. In just 1 day, her followers count skyrocketed from 2.5 million to 6 million. Without a doubt, the controversial debate played a significant role in her newfound fame. What also supports our argument about the shift in Chinese women's awareness is that a large portion of her new followers are women, many of whom support her. They believe that earning money through one's own talent is nothing to be ashamed of. Chinese women are increasingly embracing diversity and individuality. Zhang Weili's victory in MMA, female CrossFit athletes and marathon runners competing well on their periods despite the blood on their thighs, yet continuing to focus on their performances. All these examples show how women are breaking boundaries. More and more women are embracing their individuality, celebrating the diverse beauty that exists in all of us. We no longer live to meet only men's expectations or to seek their approval. Instead, we're reclaiming our own narratives, defining beauty and success on our own terms. This shift isn't just empowering for us, it's reshaping the way the world views and appreciates women in China. Subscribe to stay updated on the latest insights into China's lifestyle and culture. We share insider perspectives. Discover the hidden gems with us.